What if I told you that despite working harder than any generation before them,
Millennials and Gen Z are somehow the poorest young adults in modern history? Nope. It's because the economic game has been rigged from the start.
let me hit you with something mind-blowing. Young people today have 86% less purchasing power
than baby boomers did when they were our age. This means if a boomer could buy something for $1 back then, Millennials and Gen Z would need almost $7 to get the same thing now.
And no, that's not a typo.
But here's the thing. It's not just about the cost of coffee or avocado toast.
This is about an entire economic system that's left young adults drowning.
To understand this, we have to look at the biggest purchase of all. The house. Let's talk about the American dream. You know, owning a home?
Yeah, that's practically a fantasy for a lot of young people now.
And their median income was $22,700. That meant it took about 4 years of income to buy a house outright. Fast forward to today, and the average millennial at 33 is looking at a median home price of $433K, with an income of $70K. Do the math, and you've got a 6-to-1 home price to income ratio. And it gets worse. Housing prices have completely outpaced wages noise, again and again. Want to know how bad it is across the pond in the UK? It's even worse! Over there, home price to income ratios have been above 7 for the last decade, and now they're hitting 9. So yeah, this isn't just a US problem. If you're in the UK, you're likely even more financially squeezed than Americans. Yikes, right? Next up, student debt. You know, that lovely thing that'll follow you for decades?
The total U.S. student loan debt is $1.7 trillion. And get this, tuition has more than doubled in the last 30 years, while the average starting salary has barely budged.
You might think that's just numbers on a screen, but here's the thing. Over 7% of student loan borrowers owe more than $100,000. That's mortgage-level debt, except you can't sell your degree. That massive debt load means Millennials and Gen Z have less disposable income, making it even harder to save for things like homes or retirement. It's like you're playing a game of Monopoly, but the rules keep changing to keep you stuck in jail. To keep you stuck in jail.
To keep you stuck in jail.
The gig economy. Sounds great, right? Side hustle your way to freedom. But for many, that's not a side hustle, bang. It's a necessity just to pay rent.
Forget getting ahead. Millennials and Gen Z are working multiple jobs just to survive. And the worst part? They still can't afford things like rent and food without credit card debt. In fact, over 50% of Gen Z and Millennials are relying on gig work as their primary source of income.
But hold up, Toe. It gets crazier. Have you heard about how insane rent is in major cities?
In some places, 50% of income is going just to live.
So here's the kicker. It's not that Millennials and Gen Z don't want to work hard.
And $2,000 rent. It's a parasitic relationship where you shrink as they grow.
It's like trying to build a sandcastle while the tide is rising faster than you can build. But it starts by knowing the rules have changed. Throw out the old advice and embrace the new game.
Be strategic. Find the loopholes, skip the bad debt, and play the game smarter, not harder. And listen, you're not crazy. You're just playing a game where the rules were never meant for you to win.
But it starts by knowing the rules have changed. Throw out the old advice and embrace the new game. Be strategic. Find the loopholes, skip the bad debt, and play the game smarter, not harder. And listen, you're not crazy. You're just playing a game where the rules were never meant for you to win.
So hit that subscribe button, join the conversation, and let's rewrite the rules together. Thanks for watching.